Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're listening to the podcast version on iTunes or Spotify, or if you're listening to me live here on WIDR Kalamazoo 89.1. Now, I brought up the Antonio Brown topic about him causing all of this drama in Oakland with the Raiders. Then he gets traded to New England, and all of a sudden some stuff pops up from way in the past that we're not going to talk about. But mostly, I'm here to focus on, is he going to fit in with the Patriots? Because he's caused a lot of trouble back in Oakland with the Raiders, and then with the Steelers, even looking back further behind. He's caused a lot of trouble with that. Him and Big Ben didn't really get along. So people are like, yeah, this guy is straight up trouble. Like, as soon as he left and went to Oakland, you got to think of it in this perspective. This is how I look at it, and this is why I feel like the whole thing was set up. It was kind of a theory about, well, was Antonio Brown planning this from the jump? In my opinion, yes, I honestly believe that he was planning this from the jump. Because when he was with the Steelers, the Patriots wanted to get Antonio Brown already. They already was trying to trade for Antonio Brown and get Antonio Brown to come play for the New England Patriots. But somehow that did not happen. The Pittsburgh Steelers did not want to give one of their best assets away to their rivalry team. So that's completely understandable. So when Antonio Brown left, this is what happened. He left. He went over to Oakland, or he begged the Steelers to like let him go and leave and get out of Pittsburgh. So he ended up in Oakland. And the moment he arrived from Oakland, this is honestly why. Now I'm getting into the crucial parts of why I believe that he planned all of this. Because the moment he arrived in Oakland, think about it. They gave him his pass. They gave him his equipment. Here you go. Here's your pants, man. Here's your jersey number. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your helmet. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What did Antonio Brown do? Whoa, whoa, I don't like this helmet, man. I need my other helmet. Give me a different helmet. He was the only player we've ever heard about complaining about a helmet. Like, he made a huge deal about a helmet, an NFL helmet. And I don't remember the specifics about what kind of old helmet it was, or if it was an old helmet. I know it wasn't anything like super flashy that he wanted. He just wanted a basic, pretty basic helmet. He didn't want like a Revolution Speed or a Zenith or nothing like that. He didn't want one of those custom made, puts this in my helmet, I need this in my helmet. He wasn't even asking for all of that. He was just asking for, I guess it was some typical old basic, like a basic helmet. And the Oakland Raiders did not get that for him, and they were struggling trying to please him from that moment on. Like, as soon as they finally got the helmet situation under control, and he ended up getting Antonio Brown actually ended up getting an endorsement from a helmet company because he made such a huge deal about a helmet that he specifically wanted. So the company ended up telling him, I don't remember. I think I want to say it was Scott, but don't take my word for it. It may have been Scott, but do not take my word for it. I'm not absolutely positive. But the helmet company, they did end up reaching out to him, and they told him that they would design a custom-made helmet for him and make sure it's right to his approval. So he ended up getting an endorsement from complaining about his helmet. This is as soon as he got to Oakland, like probably a day or two later. After that goes down, then he has this thing going on where he's on social media. He's running his mouth, talking loud, and he ended up getting fined. And now he's in a back and forth battle with the GM and the front office with the Oakland Raiders, because they're like, all right, man, we got to fine you for this. It was something he specifically said, and they looked at him. They're like, no, we got to fine you for it because, I mean, you're doing this, you can't do it. So he put that letter on social media, and things just went crazy. He was constantly in a battle. Every time he was in Oakland, it was just ongoing and ongoing. As soon as one problem was resolved, there was another problem that popped up right after that one was resolved. And I'm like, that kind of behavior, I've never seen it. I've never seen it, and I've never seen a player so picky and chooses about every small little detail. And Antonio Brown, from the past, when he was getting fed and he was like upcoming in the league and like becoming this big star in the league, we didn't see that kind of stuff. And some people may have taken that route where they're like, well, money changes you. The fame changes you. So some people may have looked at it in that way where, oh, Antonio Brown, he's gotten way too big-headed now. That's why he's causing all of this commotion, because he's so big-headed now. He's ungrateful for this. He's ungrateful for that opportunity there and there. But that may have not been the case. Just hear me out as I say that may have not been the case, because he's been causing trouble since he's gotten there. So after they finally resolved this last problem that's going on, or that after him and the front office were getting into it and these things were going on, and he finally got his way, I guess to a certain extent he got his way. He ended up asking to be released. He asked the Oakland Raiders to release him. And remind you, this is the same guy who was just recently signed. He was just signed by the Oakland Raiders about a little bit ago. He was just signed. Like, this is supposed to be new. The season haven't even started. He hasn't even played a game. It was all this excitement for the Raiders fans, Raider Nation. They was like, yes, we got Antonio Brown. We're good. We're about to be nice this upcoming year. And then before the season even starts, before the first game even starts, he asked to be released. So he gets released. They gave him what he wanted again. And at this point, the Oakland Raiders were probably fed up, because as a fan, I was honestly already fed up. I'm like, damn, what are you doing? Like, just play football at this point. Like, I thought it was something that was going on outside of football that may have been the reason why he was acting this way, where nothing was pleasing to him and nothing could make him happy in the football world. So I thought it was personally something that was going on outside of football. But obviously, that may have not been the case. That may have not been the case at all. Because once he was released, you already know who was peeking out the window, looking around, and exactly where he was about to go. People called it as soon as he asked for the release. My phone was blowing up. We were in group chats talking about, oh yeah, Antonio Brown, he's going to New England. Belichick about to get him. And that's exactly what happened. Now, the New England Patriots, we already know how they get down. We already know how the Patriots get down with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. That right there is just the Shaq and Kobe duo, Jordan and Pippen, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. That's a bad duo right there between Belichick and Brady already. And if you give Brady some weapons, then you just might be in trouble, because the Super Bowl may be going to New England, and the trophy may be going right back to New England again, and Brady will be getting another ring. So, I mean, it's already scary when you put it in that kind of perspective. So when you look at it that way, once the New England Patriots finally got Antonio Brown, you hear all this excitement, but people are still questioning, because they're like, will it even work? We don't know if Antonio Brown is going to act right. He's been cutting up since the summer started. He's been cutting up from the jump. He went to Oakland. He was unhappy about every single thing. Will he do that with Belichick? No, he will not. Why would he do that with Belichick? You know Belichick don't tolerate that kind of stuff. Belichick will get that man gone immediately. And he's also, think about what Belichick does. He's also known for getting people right. People said this thing with Randy Moss. People thought Randy Moss was done. Nobody really gave Randy a chance. And then when the Patriots got him, people wanted to be upset. Oh, the Patriots got Randy Moss? What? How did they get Randy Moss? Oh, why did they get Randy Moss? That's not fair. And then all of a sudden, Randy became Hall of Famer, and people really understood how valuable he was to a franchise after Belichick demonstrated that this guy is still valuable. And that's going to be the same case with Antonio Brown, because on the Patriots, according to Rob Gronkowski, he's a future Hall of Famer. Played with the New England Patriots multiple years. Tom Brady's sidekick. He's won rings with Tom Brady as well. But on the shop with LeBron James, HBO, on that special, when he was on there talking, he mentioned how when you play for the New England Patriots, you are not a star. You're not a star at all. He mentioned when you play for the New England Patriots, you're just another football player on the team. Like, nobody on that team is looked at as a star. And now that I've heard that, like when I first heard that, I'm like, you know what, that kind of makes a lot of sense. Because think about how Belichick carries that team. Think about how they carry themselves on that team. Like, there's egos outside of the locker room. Tom Brady has his ego outside of the locker room, but I feel like that was the main reason why Brady and Belichick will always butt heads, because Brady had that ego as, I'm the GOAT, I'm the man, like I can do this without you. And Belichick had that goal, like, look, I don't need you. It's been proven that I don't need you. When other quarterbacks step in your position, they thrive. I don't need you, Brady. Listen to me. So I can see where they butt heads a lot. And that makes a lot of sense after hearing what Rob Gronkowski's comments about that, because it brings it into perspective. And now with Antonio Brown going there, I think that same thing is going to be there. And I think that same adjustment will fall into place, because we know Antonio Brown, he has his ego. He's one of the best receivers in the league, top receiver in the league. My personal favorite is Julio Jones. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. That's my personal favorite, Julio Jones. I just really like Julio. I really like Julio, and that's it's that simple. But Antonio Brown is definitely up there, and it's definitely an argument. I'd accept any argument if someone wanted to argue with me that Antonio Brown was better than Julio Jones. That's definitely a valid argument, so I give credit. But the point is, Antonio Brown also has an ego. Bill Belichick, it's been proven that his system is legit. It's been proven over and over and over again that he knows what he's doing when developing players, when putting a team together and making everything work on the field. It's been proven that that's the case. So will Antonio Brown act up? No, I honestly believe he does not, or he will not. But if he does, in the case that he decides he wants to act a fool again and put on a huge show, Belichick is getting him out of there. Belichick's not dealing with that. He already has enough weapons. He's not worried about how many stars he have on the team, or I should say stars in quotations. He's not really worried about how many of those he have on the team. He just needs his solid 11 guys, and he rides with the next man up. I love the way he holds his organization. I love the way he runs his organization, or his team, I should say, because he's not the owner. But I love the way he runs his team. And I honestly believe that Belichick will make sure Antonio Brown is in check. Antonio Brown will want to be in check because he's playing for a coach who knows how to win. He's playing for an organization who knows how to win, and he's playing for one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever did it. Although I believe Brady's not the best quarterback to ever do it because he has Bill Belichick. But that's a different story. The point is, Antonio Brown will act right for the New England Patriots, and it's going to be a close call because I'm actually a little frightened now that the Patriots may get to the Super Bowl again and may take it, and Tom Brady just might get another ring. With that being said, we're going to move on to another music selection. We're probably just going to ride it out here. We only got a little bit of time left. But before I move on, be sure to follow me on Twitter at @IamMannyWilson. And here is our next song selection.